Nscn reiterates that Nagas will abide by the principles of the framework agreement and they remain guarded to stand firm with the framework agreement. Militant organization says peaceful coexistence of them and Government of India is the only key to an honorable and acceptable solution for a durable peace. The All Sumi Students Union Biennial Conference culminated on January 30. Reverend Dr. Hokito Chopi graced the closing ceremony as the devotional speaker. Nagaland is set to launch a National Career Service Center for the differently abled for its estimated 29,000 persons with disabilities. The training center will be set up at the Industrial Training Institute campus at Kushi Abil, Dimapur. Lauding the efforts of women of the country, Prime Minister Narendra Modi says women are playing a crucial role in India's growth. Addressing the occasion of 30th National Commission for Women Foundation Day, PM encourages maximum recognition and promotion of women in the entrepreneurship of the society. India's economic growth is expected to remain in the range of 8 to 8.5% in 2022 to 2023 as against a projected growth of 9.2% in the current financial year and a sharp contraction witnessed in 2022 to 2021. According to the Economic Growth Survey 2021 to 2022 tabled in the Parliament on Monday. Ahead of Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections, Samajwadi Party President Akhilesh Yadav files nomination for Karal Assembly seat of Manipur district. Hello and welcome to Nltv Primetime News. I'm Rinki Gogoi and let's see more of the news in details. The Nationalist Socialist Council of Nagaland reiterated that Nagas will abide by the principles of the framework agreement and they remain guarded to stand firm with the framework agreement. Furthermore, the militant organization also cleared that peaceful coexistence of them and the Government of India is the only key to an honorable and acceptable solution for a durable peace. Chairman of Nscn Tuku, in his speech on the occasion of 43rd Nscn Raising Day at Camp Hebron on Monday, said that the political significance of the framework agreement lies in the fact that Government of India and Nscn have entered into an agreement to establish a new relationship. He also said that Nscn is totally against economic packages or imposed political packages, as these are far from giving the Nagas the lasting solution. He went on to say that Naga's political destiny is in the hands of Nscn, while citing the December 4 and 5 voting incident as the most painful incident in the history of the Naga political struggle, where 21st Para Special Forces massacred 14 Konyak civilians. Tuku said that the organization is with the Oting and Konyak people and together they shall fight for justice. Taking a dig at the Government of India, he said that the Indian government is using the army to apply outrageous violence empowered under the Armed Forces Special Powers Act against the innocent Naga civilians. The All Sumi Students Union Biennial Conference culminated on 30 January. Reverend Dr. Hokito Chopi graced the closing ceremony as the devotional speaker, while Vikehu Su graced as the valedictory session speaker. Meanwhile, the All Sumi Students Union elected Kato P. Awomi as the President SKK, Nito Jimomi as V President and Hekato Achumi as the General Secretary of SKK for the tenure 2022 to 2024. Vikehu Su, while speaking during the valedictory session, urged upon the students to promote clean election. The BJP deciding to go alone in the upcoming Manipur elections is a big challenge to secular like-minded voters, said the Nagaland Pradesh Congress Committee. NPCC President K. Teria on Sunday said that BJP dumping the National Democratic Party and Naga People's Front in Manipur is no surprise and is a pity. He said that enough strength and power has been given to BJP to stand on its own, endangering the future of tribals, minorities and especially freedom of religion. He further went on to say that tribals are too simple, short-sighted, short-tempered, lack tolerance and patience, who cannot remember the past and cannot see the future. He added that the tribals have forgotten history and even ancestors for the temporary gains, temporary pleasure and temporary riches. He further added that the tribals talk about rights without understanding the other side of the coin. Teria also accused the BJP of having its own dream of communal nationalism. He alleged that the Saffron Party believed in Hindustan with one language, that is Hindi, and one religion, that is Hinduism. We as tribal people do not fit in the RSS and BJP's idea of nationalism. We need freedom of religion. We cannot compromise our identity, culture, customs and social practices, said Teria. BJP contesting solo in Manipur is a big challenge to secular like-minded voters. The Sapeni Block Level Federation under Sataka Block held the second annual General Body meeting cum celebration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, commemorating the 75th year of Indian independence. The meeting was conducted on 29th January 2022 at the Community Mobilized Training Center at 10 a.m. The meeting was attended by 97 SHG members of 20 VLOs that are under the Federation. The program was graced by Block Development Officer Jimo K. Jimo, R.D. Sataka and other two speakers Inashe Tsuku, Kukiye VCC and former President Sumi Totimi Hoho Sataka Unit, Aloho Zimomi. The President of the Sapeni BLF welcomed the attendees. The keynote address was delivered by Block Program Manager Sataka Block, Tolika Sema. Audit of the BLF was presented by Vice President Sapeni BLF, Vinili V. The audit furnished the income and expenditure for inception till 31st of December 2021. The village councils of 3 villages under Peg district, Kotisu, Tizatse and Kizari have appealed the state government to shift the proposed site of Tizu River hydro project to move above the Tizu River and Tizari junction. The 3 villages also disagreed with the reported statement made by Nagaland's Planning and Coordination, Land Revenue and Parliamentary Affairs Minister Neba Krono in the State Assembly on November 26, 2021. That land issue for the project has been resolved. Krono then reportedly said that land issues have been resolved with the support of Chakesang Public Organization and Chakesang Youth Front. However, the 3 villages in its rejoinder stated that the concerned department had never made any formal talk and agreement with the neighboring terrace paddyfield landowners of Tizaru River Valley. They further went on to say that state is only the sole bread owner of terrace cultivation for Kotisu, Tizatse and Kizari village respectively. Furthermore, it indicated that the concerned department must be responsible for any havoc and damage caused for a link without the consent and approval of the concerned villagers. Nagaland is set to launch a national career service center for the differently able for its estimated 29,000 persons with disabilities. The training center will be set up at the Industrial Training Institute campus at Kushiabil, Dimapur. A memorandum of understanding was signed between the Nagaland government and the Union Ministry of Labour and Employment to establish the centre on Saturday. On behalf of the Union Labour and Employment Ministry, NCSC, the Assistant Director, Directorate General of Employment Ram Kishore Sharma signed the MOU, while Nagaland Director of Employment, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship Department Children Yedan signed it on behalf of the state government. The Paradise Garden Bengali Championship League, organized by Bengali Students Union, which commenced on 23rd January, concluded on Sunday. Arman Damini graced the event as the chief guest of the closing ceremony. The final match was played between Team Tyrant and Team Royal Academy, of which Tyrant won the league. Priyanka Das, the owner of Team Tyrant, donated the winning prize of Rs 1 lakh to the union for good cause and for the betterment of the society. People from all walks of life paid glowing tributes to late Reverend Yankee at the homegoing funeral service held at Lota Baptist Church, Dipupar on Sunday. The funeral service was organized by the Lota Baptist Churches Association. Late Reverend Yankee, Nagaland's first state chaplain, passed away on January 28 at his residence in Dipupar. According to DPRO, Inchumbemo Peton, the only son of late Reverend Yankee Peton, described his father as a spiritual icon and highlighted the many divine interventions upon his dad during his ministry. Mary Penny Peton, the youngest granddaughter of the late Reverend Yankee Peton, described him as a spiritual guide and mentor, besides helping her to build a strong relationship with God. Yankee was a blessing to the entire Nagas and Lotas in particular. Meanwhile, National Spokesperson and Advisor Government of Nagaland, Monlumo Kikon, read out the condolence message on behalf of Chief Minister Nipiu Rio. Several speakers, including former Principal of ETC Jorhat, Reverend Dr. Izama Murray, Reverend Lima Tung, Pastor NBCC, NPBCA family members and friends, amongst others, attended the funeral service. In an act of displeasure over denial of the party ticket to contest assembly elections, BJP party workers allegedly ransacked party's office in Impal on Monday. Two candidates who were sitting MLAs have been denied party tickets, while the sitting Chief Minister N. Biren Singh will be contesting the elections from Hengang. PWD Minister in the government Tangong Biswajit Singh will contest from Tongju. Notably, the candidate list has left many disappointed, and their anger manifested in a form of resignations and burning of effigies of BJP leaders. Currently, the NDA led by the BJP is in majority in the assembly. This includes 30 BJP MLAs and 3 MLAs from NPP and 4 NDF and 3 independents. Manipur goes into polls in 2 phases, February 27 and March 3, for polling on 60 assembly seats. Results will be announced on March 10. India's economic growth is expected to remain in the range of 8 to 8.5% in 2022 to 2023 as against projected growth of 9.2% in the current financial year, and a sharp contraction witnessed in 2020 to 2021, according to the Economic Survey 2021 to 2022 tabled in the Parliament on Monday. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman tabled the Economy Survey 2021 to 2022 and the statistical appendix both in the upper house and lower of Parliament on the inaugural day of budget session of Parliament. The report said that the vaccination program having covered the bulk of the population, economic momentum building back, and the likely long-term benefits of supply-side reforms in the pipeline, the Indian economy is in a good position to witness a GDP growth of 8.0 to 8.5% in 2022 to 2023. Referring to the advanced estimates of national income released by the National Statistical Office, the survey said India's gross domestic product is expected to expand by 9.2% in the current financial year after contracting in 2020 to 2021. This implies that overall economic activity has recovered past the pre-pandemic levels. Union Home Minister Amit Shah, while launching the elections campaign of the BJP in Goa, asked the people to choose between Golden Goa and Congress Gandhi Paribar Ka Goa. The Home Minister during the campaign launch further said that BJP can provide political stability for the development of the state. Notably, Goa goes into polls on February 14, 2022. Shah further claimed that Gandhi Parivar of the Congress treats Goa as a holiday destination and that they come for tourism only. He further added that the BJP has been fulfilling former Goa CM late Manohar Parikar's dream of a golden Goa. He also said that Trinamool Congress, Aam Aadmi Party, Nationalist Congress Party are contesting the elections in Goa only to expand their national base and get recognition. In his address to join sitting of the Parliament at Central Hall on the first day of budget session, President Ramnath Kovind on Monday said that Made in India COVID-19 vaccines are playing an important role in making the world free from the pandemic. Lauding the efforts of the state governments, central government, administrations, healthcare workers, frontline workers to curb COVID-19, the President said that everyone worked as a team. With the budget session of Parliament commencing on Monday, the government is all set to lay Economic Survey 2021-2022 along with a statistical appendix in both houses. Economic Survey 2021 to 2022 and the statistical appendix is laid on the table of the Lok Sabha Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, while it will be tabled in the upper house a few minutes after the House assemblies at 2:30 p.m.
कोविड-19 के खिलाफ इस लड़ाई में भारत के सामर्थ्य का प्रमाण कोविड वैक्सीनेशन प्रोग्राम में नजर आया है। हमने एक साल से भी कम समय में 150 करोड़ से भी ज्यादा वैक्सीन डोज लगाने का रिकॉर्ड पार किया है। आज हम पूरी दुनिया में सबसे ज्यादा वैक्सीन डोज देने वाले अग्रणी देशों में से एक हैं। आज देश में 90% से अधिक वयस्क नागरिकों को टीके की एक डोज मिल चुकी है, जबकि 70% से अधिक लोग दोनों डोज ले चुके हैं। अब तक देश में कुल 8 वैक्सीन्स को इमरजेंसी यूज के लिए स्वीकृत मिल चुकी है। भारत में बन रही 3 वैक्सीन्स को विश्व स्वास्थ्य संगठन की तरफ से
Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the 30th National Commission for Women Foundation Day program on Monday via video conferencing. Union Minister for Women and Child Development Smriti Irani also attended the program. The theme of the program was She the Change Maker, which aims at celebrating the achievements of women in various fields. During his speech, PM Modi congratulated the National Commission for Women on its 30 years of establishment and cited that this is the time for new responsibilities, for moving ahead with a new energy. Modi said that women are playing a crucial role in New India's growth cycle. He lauded the increased participation of women in Olympics. Furthermore, the PM encouraged maximum recognition and promotion of women in the entrepreneurship of the society. PM appreciated Make in India and Self-Reliant India campaign for linking the ability of women with the development of the country.
वहीं योगी जी की सरकार ने अपने 5 साल में 33 लाख से ज्यादा घर बनाकर गरीबों को दिए हैं। यानी ये 33 लाख गरीब इन 5 सालों में लखपति बने हैं। आज इनके पास लाखों का घर है और इसमें भी सबसे बड़ी बात ये कि इनमें से ज्यादातर घर महिलाओं के नाम है, माताओं बहनों के नाम है। यानी हमारी सरकार ने यूपी की लाखों महिलाओं को उनके घर का मालिक बनाया है। साथियों, भाजपा के नेतृत्व में यूपी सरकार जो कुछ भी कर रही है उसका सबसे अधिक लाभ दलितों को, वंचितों को, पिछड़ों को हो रहा है। मुफ्त इलाज हो, मुफ्त गैस कनेक्शन हो, शुद्ध पेयजल का कनेक्शन हो, पीने के पानी की व्यवस्था, ये समाज के हर वर्ग के, हर संप्रदाय के जीवन को आसान बना रहा है। विशेष रूप से हमारी
Addressing the media ahead of the start of the budget session, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday said, elections keep happening, but Parliament's budget session is very important and urged all MPs to make it fruitful. Modi said that in today's global situation, there are a lot of opportunities for India and asserted that a confidence is being instilled in the world for India for its economic progress. Vaccination program and Made in India vaccines. Modi also called for discussions with an open mind to help take the country on the path to
मौजूद है। ये बजट सत्र विश्व में सिर्फ भारत की आर्थिक प्रगति, भारत में वैक्सीनेशन का अभियान, भारत की अपनी खोजी हुई वैक्सीन पूरी दुनिया में एक विश्वास पैदा कर रही है। मैं आशा करता हूं कि सभी आदरणीय सांसद
Samajwadi Party President Akhilesh Yadav filed nomination from Karhal Assembly seat of Manipur district ahead of Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections. Meanwhile, Bharatiya Janata Party has decided to field Union Minister SP Singh Baghel against the former Chief Minister. Polling in Uttar Pradesh will be held in 7 phases on February 10, 14, 20, 23, 27, March 3 and March 7. Voting in Manipur district will be held in the 3rd phase of the assembly polls. Although the nomination process has started here, Samajwadi Party has a stronghold in Karhal since the year 1993 till today. Only once in the year 2002, the SP had to face defeat from this seat. The counting of votes will take place on March 10. Nagaland State Disaster Management Authority issues new COVID SOP with additional few changes. Offline physical classes for class 1 to 8 will resume from February 15 and classes will be held with proper SOPs issued by Home Department. In addition to this, class 10 and 12 board examination to be conducted physically by NBSC. Nagaland State Disaster Management Authority issues a new COVID SOP with additional few changes. Offline physical classes for class 1 to 8 will resume from 15 February and classes will be held with proper SOPs issued by Home Department. In addition to this, class 10 and 12 board examinations to be conducted physically by NBSC. Nagaland State Disaster Management Authority issues a new COVID SOP with additional few changes. Offline physical classes for class 1 to 8 will resume from February 15 and classes will be held with proper SOPs issued by Home Department. In addition to this, class 10 and 12 board examinations to be conducted physically by NBSE. Election Commission has extended ban on physical rallies till February 11. After monitoring the COVID-19 situation in 5 poll-bound states ahead of Assembly elections 2022, the Election Commission of India on Monday extended the ban on large political rallies. However, with the first phase of the 7-phase Assembly elections in Goa, Punjab, Manipur, Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh from February 10, the ECI, however, permitted public meetings with a maximum capacity of 1,000 people and indoor meetings to have a maximum capacity of 500 people. Up to 20 people are allowed for door-to-door campaigns. With only a fortnight left for elections in Punjab, several political heavyweights sounded their beguile on Monday by filing nominations. The list included Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi, former Chief Minister Prakash Singh Badal, Captain Amrinder Singh and Shiromani Akali Dal Chief Sukhbir Singh Badal. Punjab Chief Minister and Congress leader Charanjit Singh Channi filed his nomination from Bhadur Assembly constituency in Barnala district, while 5-time Punjab Chief Minister and senior Shiromani Akali Dal leader Prakash Singh Badal filed his nomination from Lambi constituency. Punjab Lok Congress Chief Captain Amrinder Singh filed his nomination from Patiala. On the other hand, Shiromani Akali Dal President Sukhbir Singh Badal filed nomination from Jalalabad seat. Punjab Assembly polls are scheduled to take place on February 20. The counting of votes will take place on March 10. Since suffering a cardiac arrest during the 2020 Euros, Christian Eriksen is said to finally get on the pitch again after completing a surprising move to Brentford for the next 6 months of the remaining campaign. Eriksen was a free agent after being released by Inter Milan in mid-December because of his cardiac device implant meant he was suspended from playing in Italy. The 29-year-old has not played a game since suffering a cardiac arrest during Denmark's Euro 2020 game against Finland. Brentford's head coach Thomas Frank on Eriksen's move stated that it is an unbelievable opportunity to bring a world-class player to Brentford. In a tragic incident at Kanpur on Sunday, at least 6 people were killed and 12 others were injured after an electric bus lost control and ran over bystanders today. The incident occurred near the Tat Mill Crossroad, Kanpur. The speeding bus lost control and hit several vehicles and bystanders. 3 cars and many bikes have been destroyed by the bus during the accident. The bus then ran through a traffic booth and came to a halt after hitting a truck. Local police stated that the bus driver is still on the run and the police officials are looking for him. President Ramnath Kovind on his Twitter handle expressed condolences to the family of those who were killed at the accident and stated that he is deeply saddened by the news of the many casualties in Kanpur bus accident and gave his deepest condolences to the bereaved family and wished speedy recovery to the injured. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also expressed his condolences and took down to Twitter and mentioned that he is very sad to know about the road accident in Babupura area of Kanpur, and he gave his deepest condolences to the families in the accident and wished speedy recovery to the injured. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi also condoled the demise of those who lost their lives in the bus accident and appealed to all his Congress colleagues to help in every possible way. His sister Priyanka Gandhi Vadra also took to Twitter to express condolences. Samagraha Shiksha organized a one-day community awareness and sensitization on children with special needs, Nipun Bharat and vocational education on Monday in Kohima. Kohima Deputy Commissioner Grigory Tejawele graced and spoke at the workshop. During his speech, the commissioner said that the district has been trying to bring out importance of the quality education for quite some time, but still far from bringing out the best. He further reminded all the representatives that it is everyone's role to play to bring out the best from the students, knowing their problems. He also said that the organizations has to first bring change in the system to see a progressive education in the districts. During the technical sessions, 4 resource persons deliberated on Nipun Bharat, inclusive education, vocational education and out-of-school topics. Thank you viewers, that's all for Nltv Primetime News. For more updates, keep watching Nltv. So Manulaga Awas.